here. I don't think we have anyone in here yet, though. So
Actually, maybe it is better if you don't mind if you screen share because, like, if, uh,
I
I
mean,
don't know because like if you click and skip like summoning mechanics, for example, and I don't like sometimes we might be out of sync. I found that happened before with some streamers.
so yeah, we're just waiting for them to say, or for how do you pronounce that? Nelio?
Yo, so
Oh, all right. They should be going live here pretty quick, though, or given the live command. But, anyways, we have Genkai Code and Angelic Force.
there's
So,
no
this should be an interesting match. Um, let's see here. I mean, Genkai Code last season, I think they were not super happy with where they finished, but they're definitely looking to rebound 1-1 right now. And then Angelic Force, of course, a new team. I know I've seen Sean stream many times. I've seen Steven stream a few times. I'm not too familiar with the last two players, and anyone who's been in the community for a little while should be fairly familiar with Max K. Oh, thank you for the follow, sir.
Oh, we do have the rosters. Okay.
Yep. Taha, what are you doing in here? We didn't invite your ass in here.
Mm, I don't know why he thinks he's invited here. To be honest.
What game are you guys streaming?
Oh, we're live right
We
now,
are live
Taha.
right now.
We're streaming Angelic Force versus Genkai Code.
Why is there no ping for it?
Well, A, the game hasn't started yet, and the ref hasn't done the live command yet. That's why.
The ref is slacking. I'm gonna file a complaint.
Jeepers, Taha. There it is. That was pretty rude, Taha.
No, I'm kidding. You guys have a good game. I'll be watching.
You behave yourself, Taha.
You popped your stream cherry, Sano. Good job.
I've streamed a couple times already.
And now for Team Wars. But alright, you guys have a good game. I'm gonna be watching. See you later.
Yep. And they just got the go ahead to start. I believe it's Shiru and Sean Matre starting for their respective teams.
Sano, there's a bit of a problem. Your stream link is wrong in the command. In the live match stream thingy. You need to tell whoever did that command thingy. That's why there's no one here. Because they're clicking on the wrong link and it's taking them nowhere.
Oh. It should be Sanouske 435.
Exactly.
That's what I. Let me check the. Oh, I suppose we will get the. I'll get the game going so you can commentate while we figure this out.
Let's see. Starters are. Killed Matre, apparently, from the side of Angelic Force versus Shiruru. I hope I pronounced that correctly. From the side of Genkai Code. Rose starter, nothing too not nothing too exciting, nothing too unexpected from Genkai Code here, I guess, considering people have been viewing that as basically the best deck of the format. Discarding White Rose, not your most optimal starter. Definitely want to be opening the Rocks Rose, but it's still manageable.
All right, looks like we got that figured out. Thank you for the follows, everyone.
Now the link's fixed. All right. Way more people will notice it now. Hey, oh, we did have double white. Okay, that's a bit better. Can get to conserve your spell card now. He's adding blue rose, so probably already has the basil.
So I'm
Likely
in.
gonna see him synchro into a Zeta or something. Oh, it's a Yazi turn one against heroes.
I think Zeta is probably a lot more safe, anyways.
Yeah. I mean, Yazi won't be able to be targeted, obviously, by
By
the heroes
Sunrise,
card.
but
So
he
they,
won't be able to protect himself, kind of like Zeta does.
yeah, they'll just beat over it. Like, I'm kind of not sure about this Yazi choice. I feel like even a turn one Sam-D would have been safer. Ooh.
I do agree with that. Like, I prefer Zeta personally, but I mean, yeah, I
Is
think
this a
Sam D
hero
would be
alliance,
better.
by the way? Is this
Say
a
that
hero
again.
alliance? Is that a hero alliance hero? I didn't notice the skills flashing at the beginning of the reel.
Thank
I
you
don't
for
even
the
remember.
follows.
No,
No
this is not a
skill
hero
pop.
alliance.
Only
Okay, no skill, but reinforcement of the army, the card that we just got recently. Pretty decent consistency boost to the heroes, but obviously comes at the cost of not being able to play Super Poly, because they're both at limit 1.
but I'm that hero or reinforcements of the army will find its way into many decks, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Any warrior base deck will 100% play this card in the future. Okay, Stratos into Ferris, not bad.
Pretty strong start so far. We'll see if he can get the poly.
Yeah. Sure does have 2 back rows. Very likely that like it's almost telegraphed basically that one of his back rows is a basil, right? Because of the way that he played his turn.
Yep. And that MST is gonna hurt Sean's
Oh,
turn quite a bit.
that is pretty bad. Oh my god, he passed on the Stratos.
Big C, you didn't tell me you wanted to stream with me, bro. If you want to hop in here, Bixie, you're more than welcome. Taha, I know we gave you shit, but you can come in here too if you
Yeah, but who
want
cares
to.
about Taha anyway, you know what I mean? Who cares about Taha anyway? This is like this should be pretty much game unless Sean has
Heroes really don't play hand traps in general,
well
I don't believe.
they used to play white, but I don't know if they still are playing white.
But I wonder if him going Yazi turn one is kind of a signal that he cut Zeta as one of
That is
his
also
guys.
possible. That is also quite possible. Here's Mr. Sam D. This is pretty much lethal on board, barring a hand trap. Any hand traps? Any hand traps in the chat? Doesn't look like it.
That was a pretty
Yep.
clean swing right there. I don't think
Yep.
there's a
Nope.
hand trap.
No hand traps. That is just gonna be a game. Yep. Apparently, whoever said that heroes always win in the end was a big fat liar. because that was pretty sad. The Stratus. Oh god. All right. I doubt there will be a
There shouldn't be a
repeat.
repeat. That's one of Hero's worst matchups, I think.
Yeah. It takes some. Yeah, it does. I don't know. Starting heroes in a BRD meta. Might have been a questionable choice. I believe there was no repeat called, right? So it looks like we're going to be going into
A mirror match, it looks like.
yeah, maybe Big C, maybe.
A little too much stimulation for Davida, I believe.
Oh god, he sees two Akizas now. He's going to lose it. Ooga da booga. Yep. All right. Shuru goes first, but he does not open optimally. He opened Blue Rose.
Thank you for the follows, everyone.
Right. Fight into Rocks Rose. Not the best thing to open Blue Rose, obviously, but you'll take what you can get. You can always open the optimal. Sam D set one. Most likely the Basil. Did he search Basil? I missed that. He did, right?
He
No, he had
added
another
another
Blue
blue
Rose.
boy.
So it's likely that he just already opened the Basil because like he wouldn't make this way otherwise, I don't think. Now, does Sean have the perfect hand to actually OTK this? Because it is possible. It requires a bit of a specific hand, but it is possible.
That's a good start.
Right.
So, I mean, basically, he would need what? He would need another white dragon, and he would need a carrot fodder.
He would also need the Book of Moon to book the Sam D. So the Sam D gets popped, but it doesn't float because it was face down when destruction. Is that what he's going for? Nope. Looks like it's just going to be a standard Yazi play.
How's it going, Icy Gamers?
Right. It's just going to be Yazi set, I assume. Yup. We
He's
crashed it.
actually swinging.
I mean, the Sam D is quite annoying in the mirror, so going Yazi to out the opposing. Oh, okay. He is playing some floaters. He's on 25 cards, so like Viper did make a good point in the chat. 25 cards means he is likely playing the Yangzing floating targets. Because 25 cards is like a
That's
lot
quite a
higher than
few.
the standard. Yeah.
How many targets do they generally play then? I've not seen this variant personally.
I've seen varying number and varying options. Some people chose to play the level 5 so they could play Baxia in the extra deck, the level 8 Yang Synchro. Some people don't. The biggest like advantage of this level 4 guy is that if you use him to synchro, he gives a boost. So like you use him to synchro into a Sam D or Yazi and they become 3100 attack, which is pretty relevant in some matchups. All right, we grabbing another white rose. Summoning a white rose, yada yada yada. Just gonna be doing the combo. There's no way Sean doesn't have backup to stop this, right?
With 3 back row, you would assume there's something. Like you kind of assume one of them's a Basil almost all the time. But
Oh, well, one of them is a Basil guaranteed. I'm saying like if there's actually backwards to interrupt the play. Chiruru did lose his first Sam D, which can be pretty big in the mirror. Because like we have even seen some people like play double Sam D with the mirror, for example. Uh, just because like Sam D is super relevant and the fact that you BRD it comes back, it's 2600, which basically ties with like almost every level 7 synchro that's being played. Oh, Fiendish Chain.
that's a card I haven't seen a whole lot recently.
You know, it's definitely not the worst option here, but like the biggest disadvantage of Fiendish Chain obviously is that just like it gets dodged by, or that I was just gonna say it gets dodged by Book of Moon, but also gets dodged by that. Wait, does the Yang Ling get to float now? Can you scroll up its text? You guys can't
That's
see the
all the
text, but I can.
text.
When this card you control, yeah, so it has to be what you, so it has to be in your control. It's destroyed. So now it won't even get to float. That econ was like ridiculously high value. Gets to wipe the board clean. No, it doesn't. It says when this card you control. He econ took it, Bixie. So it was not in his position when it got destroyed. That was a ridiculously high value Black Rose Dragon right there. We're gonna be seeing now Black Rose do its Black Rose stuff where they float and stuff. We might be. Maybe Shiruru will maybe look into like doing a Roddy Rose play here. Maybe.
That'd be kind of expensive, no?
Also, yeah, Bixie summoning it in defense is Monkas. What? He might die because of this now. I believe he's about to lose right now. Because he summoned it in defense. Yeah, it might not have been the best plan right there. Yup.
Yeah, that's
That
gonna
is
do
game
it.
on board. Unless there is any more secret texts in. We going Ruddy? Okay.
Yeah,
Go for
that's
the clean 3200 over. And Genkai code with a very good, very clean 2-0 opener. Puts them at a huge advantage already. Now, Angelic Force at least didn't have to use a repeat, which I guess is the only positive thing of what's just happened.
yeah. I mean, they weren't repeating that hero deck though.
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, like starting hero and on its own takes a lot of courage, I want to say.
Why aren't the player scores updating? Hmm.
Isn't that your job as a streamer?
I'm trying to make it happen.
Exactly. Sounded like you were making it sound like it should upgrade automatically.
Well,
Change
there's
all
a
that.
little program that they use to control all this stuff, and I have the numbers typed in, but they don't seem to be changing. Everything else
Sounds like
changes when I do stuff.
sounds like a skill issue.
Hmm. It probably is a skill issue.
Mm-hmm.
not a I'm not a pro streamer here. We just out
Nope.
here, boys. Hmm. Why are you not updating? But waiting for the next deck, I want to out of playing against the Black Rose deck and with the Black Rose deck, like the most annoying matchup for it, like especially if they go first, I think is Galaxy. But I don't know what other teams have been using to counter this Rose Dragon stuff. What do you think Angelic Force should send if they have it, Scorp?
Galaxy, like if we do have a Galaxy, it's probably a decent send-in right here.
Like I forget the name of the card, but that XYZ you get to put into the extra deck for the skill is like brilliant.
Photon Lord.
And they sent El Sune, I believe is how you pronounce it.
I have no idea. I went ahead and
Primu, is it Mech Lords?
yep, that is definitely going to be Keck Lords.
I was just saying I haven't seen this deck in action yet, so I'm actually kind of excited to see how this goes. Is 30 cards what they do, Scorp, or is that a lot?
You play a high number of cards. Like there are some people who play low number of cards, but because the deck has a few garnets that you really don't want to have in your opening hand, they go higher card count because you have to play like people play like 5 to 6 of those garnets because you summon them off your main starter. So that's what usually go high on the card count so you don't see too many of them in your opening hand.
Okay, and from your experience, does Mech Lords have a good Rose Dragon matchup?
In theory, it should do well. Problem here is if Shiruru opened the MST that he's playing in, because an MST on assembly is pretty annoying. Okay, it doesn't look like he opened MST, so maybe El Sune. I hope we're not like straight up butchering the pronunciation right here. My
I mean,
pick to play
it
the
could
game,
be
of course, is
Lassoon. Lassoon?
I really don't know. I wouldn't know. So oh, the obligato is resolving. Okay. Hmm. These are like examples of the garnets that you really don't want in your hand because obligato only summons from the deck.
Okay.
So now he pops he pops himself, summons the 2 Keck Lords from the deck, and now we're gonna be seeing rank 4 probably. He does choose to summon the Weisel from hand. Bit of an interesting choice though, because like Weisel is the only monster that can swing, and it's 2,500, so it's not big enough to take out the Yazi.
I mean, are there ways to boost it? Like either through monster effect or skills?
There is no direct way to boost it, no.
That is an interesting choice then.
I mean, the most important thing about it is that like the fact that it can negate a spell card once per turn, so like that's why it has value in this matchup. So we'll see what Elsune is going for here. Who knows? What was searched off Roxrose last turn? It was a Basil. Okay, we're going train. Iron Wolf. Are we just going for poke, or are we actually gonna see a concentrating current or something wild? There's no way, right? There is no way, right?
30 cards open up your one or two of.
But there's no way, right?
Well, he just set 2, so no way.
Okay, there is no way. So we're just going for poke. Which is not terrible.
That is a pretty big poke.
Obligato also does 50 more damage. Insane. Mad value right there.
Hey, 50 damage is 50 damage, Scorp. That'll add up.
Yep. Just need what? 14 more of those, and Shiruro is a dead man. Just needs 14 more of those. Literally impossible, but a man can cope. Now Usune's plan might just be to have the spell negate with back row to protect his Weisel and Iron Wolf and just poke Shiruru to death. But see, the thing is, Yazi can pop one of the back row. Or to the Weisel if he chooses.
I mean, do you think he just goes for board wipe here?
I mean, if he's actually allowed to go for the board wipe, I think he will. That's a pretty big value board. Ooh, treacherous skills hole.
I mean, that's really good right there.
Mm-hmm.
Tretch been annoying for I don't know how many seasons of Team Wars.
Which season was it released in? I don't even remember, but like since
Oh
then, it's just
heavens, season 3 or 4.
it was in the spell books box. Which one was it? Season 3? I think it was season 3. I think it was season 3.
I mean, it was the for hire season, so I mean,
Yeah, it was the spell book, but yeah, season 3. Thank you, Andy. Yep. All right. So the TTH then the rocks rose that was in the graveyard triggers to add itself back. Now the Yazi is still pretty much alive and kicking. He can pop something, but he'll have to pop himself. But the Yazi is untargetable, so he chooses to just go for the Iron Wolf. Iron Wolf gets popped, it gets a search. Probably gonna just grab another Obligado, I'm assuming. Yep. Grabs another Obligado. Now the biggest, most annoying thing about this Weisel now is that it's the only card that can swing. Right?
do they
As
play
long as
more
it's
than one of that Iron Hope?
I have seen builds with more than one. I've seen builds with only one. The extra deck for, like, I don't think there's a well-established extra deck for Keck Lords just yet. Feels like all the extra decks are just out of place, like, or not out of place, like all over the place. There we go, all over the place. They play just like the extra deck. You'll see people like opt for so many different choices. I don't think there's like one standard way that people play. So he did not open too many of his garnets. He gets to resolve Obligado twice. That's pretty good. Now, does he play another one of them Iron Wolves? And if so, would it really resolve and would he actually be able to make the Wiseau swing directly again?
I mean, I remember when we talked yesterday, you said that this Mech Lord deck has other ways to burn you, doesn't it?
What do you mean?
Well, you were saying one of
there's
the
just the
ways they do
Obligado.
damage is to burn.
No, they just do like a small minuscule burn with Obligado. There is no, like, he does 50 damage per Mechlord card or Mechlord monster, I believe. Yeah, Mechlord monster. And the end phase. So like he would do 150 damage if he passes like this. That's pretty much nothing.
That's not gonna get the job done.
Nope, not even close. At 150 damage per burn, we are looking at 10 more Obligado effects. Again, not possible. We are probably going to be seeing a rank 4 here. The biggest problem with Weisel is that Weisel is the only one that can attack, but one of your win cons is summoning the big boss monster you play, but like you can't attack with that with Weisel on the field.
Is this boss monster you're talking about? Is it a synchro or an XYZ?
No, it's just the main deck one. Oh, he does play 2 of them Iron Wolves. Okay. No, it's a main deck card that they can search. The level 10 3K guy that was in the selection box, or I guess is in the selection box, since selection box is still here. Double Iron Wolf. We're gonna. Oh, we had another face down Mechlord assembly. Synchro Absorption. Okay. I think it takes a whole lot of copium to believe that this Wiser is gonna go through.
He's trying to bait him to negate something else right here, it looks like.
Oh god, does he actually only have one interruption that the Wiser would negate? Is this actually what's happening right now?
Like most of the Black Rose back row is spells.
Oh my god, he did not have 2 spells to protect him. And yeah. Honestly,
Sune
I
made
find
that
it
look pretty, like, Black Rose didn't open up bad there. He made that look pretty easy.
honestly, I think Sururo might have messed up not killing the Weisel. Unless he legit had no real back row whatsoever and he was hoping that his opponent doesn't play 2 of the Well no, if he kills the Weisel, he just dies to the big guy, level 10. Well, he wouldn't if he had a real back row, but I'm assuming that his entire back row was just dead and he was hoping that his opponent wouldn't be able to Iron Wolf him again. I really don't know.
Still trying to figure this score thing out. But Monka S double Black Rose as a starter, it looks like.
Yep, looks like it. Unless Akiza has another skill that's popular now that I don't know about. Probably just gonna be double Rose. Yep.
So I mean, if this was the counter, I mean, Angelic Force looks to be in an okay shape. If this was their plan's counter deck.
Yeah. Angelic Force should be pretty happy about this if their Mechlords is stacked to beat Rose indeed.
I'm just gonna have to ask Hezzy how this score thing works after this game.
This time we do have a book for the Obligado.
So that just like completely halts their turn, basically.
They have a way of extending from this, but it's pretty expensive. Basically, you would use assembly. Is it enough actually? No, if assembly was already used, they would have to have like the boss monster already in their hand. They would discard pop. I don't think he can even. I think if you use assembly to search Obligado, I don't think you have any way of extending from this actually. Unless I'm missing something. Like you have a way. Sometimes you have a way of using assembly to put 3 monsters in your graveyard, and then summon the boss monster. But that requires you to discard a card, and like you kind of go pretty negative when you do that.
Yeah, that really doesn't seem worth it if you're losing too many cards.
I mean, it would be worth it if you can go for lethal, but so the level 10 when it attacks, it can yoink a monster from your opponent's extra deck and gain attack equal to it. But unless the Black Rose player is playing a non-standard extra deck, the biggest monster you can steal is 3,300, which makes the boss go up to 6,300 attack, not enough to lethal over Ayazi. So that would be a pretty expensive play even if he does have it. Though it might be worth it depending on your hand. If you really just want to remove the Yazi so you can protect your back row. Kinda. Sorta.
Does El soon have that young treacherous trap hole again?
Problem is even if he trenches now, the Black Rose player can just White Rose again because he did not use the White Rose effect of like he did not normal summon yet. The White Rose is just special summon from his hand.
Almost like he's daring him to go Ruddy Rose right here.
Alright, so he did have the book. Like he can still extend from this. She really does have a way to extend from this.
I mean, he could blow up the back row with Fiazi and then normal summon a 4.
Exactly. Not sure how good of a play that would be. Yeah, depends entirely on his hand. I get to know what that back row is.
I mean, if he would have had the right hand, he could have had lethal, but he would have needed like the perfect 2 cards in his hand.
What did he search last turn of his basil? Of his rocks rose. He added a basil. So
Yep, basil.
Yeah. He would have pretty much needed the exact 2 cards. Yeah.
The echo's not coming through for me. Maybe I have him too loud. Or maybe I have myself too loud. One of the two.
I was afraid this would happen.
I don't hear the echo on my end, Scorp. I have a strong feeling the problem might be coming from me.
Yeah, I just like tried to listen to the stream a little bit, and my voice is kind of doubled. I don't know why. Like
It's
there's an
probably
echo.
try talking again.
Let's try again. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All your voice is coming through my mic. That's the problem.
Dang it, Senna. Alright, Kecklord's doing Kecklord things. We popping ourselves to summon a Weisel. And then, okay. What are we doing here? Train Wolf. Train Iron Wolf, sorry, again. Are we just going for the same win con again?
It looks like it.
Senna, there's still an echo on the stream, by the way.
Let's see here.
What you doing, Sano?
I wonder. Like, I think if I try talking again, Scorp. Is that better?
I don't know what can hear on the stream.
Oh, you have the stream open, don't you? Hmm.
This was Sano's evil plan all along to completely mute me.
Try again, Scorp.
Hello, test 1, 2, 3, 4.
Do you hear yourself better?
Nope, it's pretty bad. I sound robotic now.
I hear you just fine through Discord though, so it's definitely got to be my problem. Something I need to figure out. I just don't know what the heck it is.
I'm gonna try rejoining the booth just in case.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure the problem is off of my end.
Let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There was a Black Rose nuke, and this is just gonna be lethal on board, by the way.
Oh shit. Black Rose doing Black Rose things. I was so busy trying to figure the volume thing out.
I think I'm sounding a lot better now. I don't know if you change something. Like
I did change some settings. Trying to figure this out on the fly. But they can't repeat here because Elsoon already won a game with this deck. So the 3-1
I think my voice is still a tad echoey, but it's still a lot better.
A 3-1 start for what is it? Shiroru? That's pretty strong though. Like winning 3 games on your opening deck, you gave your team counter pick plus some right there.
He still has a second deck. He did pretty solid. The double rose opener working out.
Dan saying, unfortunately, we can hear Score crystal clear now.
Thank you, buddy. Love you too.
See how much love you get out there in the community, Score?
Too much for any human to handle.
Looks like they're going into the next game here. Black Rose versus Black Rose, likely. I'll try and bump it up here, Dan. I think that was one of the ways I kind of fixed Scorp's echo a little bit, though.
I can reduce my volume a little bit if like is the issue that my volume is too loud or is it that Sano is too quiet?
I did bump your volume up quite a bit to kind of. I'll bump you down.
I can reduce from my own side just like so it doesn't get screwed up from your end again. Let's try now. Try again. Test. Microphone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That did. You're not showing up on my mic now, so that did help.
I think I How is it now then? I reduced my mic a little bit. Well, actually a decent bit, not just a little bit. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. All right. Now, where were we? Yep. Very exciting Black Rose action. Samurai Destroyer, 2 back row, very solid. MST, are you a good player? Nope, he sniped the wrong card. Alright, just kidding. Unless he has another MST and he just does not care, or he has a lance and then in fact he actually hit the right card. Chano, the echo's back, what did you do?
Oh. Let's see here. I bumped up my volume a little bit. So, all right. Hopefully that's better.
I'm too scared to test. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Someone confirm, please, that the echo's gone.
When you talk, I see you on my mic. So, I think I need to. Maybe that's better. I'm definitely need to ask her some tips after this on how to do this kind of stuff.
Let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also, there was a breakthrough skill used right there.
Made Elsune burn the spell card to make a play, it looks like. Thank you for the follows, guys.
Mm-hmm. So this forced him to use an extra resource here.
You're probably just gonna end up going a SAMD of his own, probably, no?
Most like, yeah. The Black Rose matchup, or the Black Rose mirror match, can sometimes come down to a SAMD staring contest. Ricky, he has been trying to do that, but Sano is too much of a noob to know how to properly update scores.
I've been trying this whole time, and I can't, unfortunately.
Yep. See? Professional caster, everyone. Alright. So, no, Max K has not played yet. The starter was Sean Matre, and now else we need someone to tell us how his name is pronounced properly so we could stop butchering it. But Elsune, I don't know, was sent into Shiruru's Black Rose with a Keklord. The Keklord beat a Black Rose, but Shiruru was like, haha, and he revealed he plays another Black Rose, which did beat the Keklords. So the score is now 3-1, and both Shiruru and Elsune are on their Elsune. Elsune is good, like that. Elsune, okay. They're both on their second deck.
I wonder if I just need to restart this Siderian program. Because it was working when I was going through this with Hezi.
Sano's gonna mess something up and make me have an echo again?
No, this is something completely different.
Something completely different that will still make me have an echo and complete mess everything up again?
No, this has nothing to do with the volume.
Alright. Normal summoning the blue rose. Okay. Wonder if we're going to be seeing a Yazi summon here. Oh, we're going for the nuke. Or no? Yes? No? Yeah, yep, we're going for the nuke. Not sure how I feel about this one, because your own SAM-D doesn't float, your opponent's SAM-D floats. I don't know about this one. Sanu, you did something. The echo's kind of back. Why? Why do you do this to me?
I touched nothing with the volume. I'm just trying to get this score thing to work.
Yeah, but you touched something. You touched something, Sana.
I touched you, Scorp.
What? Yo! What? What? I hope Twitch bans you after this comment. Anyway, that was I'm gonna go ahead and say it. That was kind of a weird Black Rose. Like, let's call a spade a spade. That Black Rose was pretty weird. Unless he does have a big plan that we just can't see. Okay, we're making our own Ruddy Rose now. All right. No, Shiruru is definitely in a bad position right now. The echo keeps getting worse, Seno. What are you doing?
I think the only way to make it better is to turn my volume down so it doesn't pick up your volume as much.
Turn your volume down from where? From OBS?
Yes.
Can't you just do that and then turn yourself up from Discord? Or like from your own microphone? I don't know. I don't know how it really works. I've never streamed.
John is saying El Soon is the correct pronunciation in chat. Thank you, sir.
That was like 2 minutes ago. You're kind of way behind on the curve. Anyway.
I'm trying to figure stuff out here. Rookie streamer, folks.
Yep. He is. All right. White Rose does White Rose things. White Rose revives Blue Rose. Okay. Oh, Zeta. Okay. Then we're just going to be doing Zeta control. Where we just keep banishing the Ruddy Rose every turn, I guess. While allowing the blue boy to swing. That might be a play here. All right. Skill, we White Rose revives a Rocks Rose. I believe both players have already used their skill twice. So let's do skill one on each side. Yeah, both players have already used their skill twice. That's a Book of Money on the Rocks Rose. He still has one. No, Shiruru already used all his 3 spells. And it will soon also did. So both players are now out of basils and out of skill. Wonder what the best deck is right now. I can't tell. It is indeed a mystery, I see. I don't know. Also, I think I'm getting an echo again, and no.
Skorpian.
Stop giving me an echo. This is getting cringe. All right.
And El soon comes through to. They definitely needed that. Going down 4-1 would have
That would have
not been great.
Would have been disastrous, kinda.
Whoops. This Siderian thing is.
Yes, 32-1. Genkai Code already has 32 wins. That is just insane.
Or my Siderian program crashed when I was trying to edit the scores.
No, leave it like this.
There we go. At least that's working now. I still don't get why these other things aren't working. So El soon, and we're gonna have a new player from Genkai Code coming up here. Like literally everything else on this Siderian thing is working. And I cannot read that name, so somebody is in for Genkai Code. If we could get some clarification as to who. And is this a hero deck?
It definitely looks like it. Intradasting?
That's not what you'd expect to see as a counter.
Definitely not.
Some clarification. Genjiro is on the table for Genkai Code.
Yeah, our streamer is a bit too much of a noob to actually properly change names.
Oh, I need to know. I cannot read that, Skorpian. I am sorry.
Yeah, this is probably just heroes with dirge, maybe like Akil. I'm probably gonna butcher them. Is it Akil? I don't know.
Say it with some confidence, Scorp.
Streamer can, yeah. How dare I?
Thanks, Dan. I don't get it. Literally everything else from this Siberian program is working except for the player scores.
I don't even know what that program is that you're talking about.
Well, it's how like you take away the decks and like you put the rosters on there, and there's little tabs to say which player is in. So they just move right to the table if you just click a dot, basically. Like, and I'm just supposed to be able to edit the scores on the side, and it should change like literally everything else. But for whatever reason, the player scores aren't doing it.
Yo, Akil, did you just curse your teammate? You actually said dirge incoming, and your teammate just got dirged. That was not nice.
That was a real Skorpian move right there.
Yo, what?
every time I'm attacking for lethal, drowning.
Hey, one day it will be a drowning, and then I'm gonna look like a genius. For now, I
It
just look
has
like a
been
fool,
before.
and one day it will be again. So the Stygian dirge is flipped face up. Very difficult for like Rose Dragon or Black Rose or whatever you want to call the deck to function under Stygian dirge.
There's a lot of decks that seems pretty good against. I mean, obviously, really good against Black Rose, but it would be good against Galaxy. It would definitely make things harder for DDDs.
Galaxy can play through it because they don't care. Like when they use the skill to use their Galaxy Eyes as a material, it doesn't matter what the level of the Galaxy Eyes is. So they don't really care much.
And the DDD players are Grizzles. I'm trying, brother. Like everything
Wait,
else on Siberian is working except for the player scores. I've been trying for basically the entire match to try and make it work.
wait. That swing was sus. What? Why did he give him a free pop? Am I missing something? The hell just happened? Heroes just doing hero things. Miracle fusion. Yeah, going better. It looks like indeed heroes are gonna win in the end. Okay, Econ. I mean, he'll soon might manage to survive. No, is he? Yo, Sandro, I'm sorry. I need to go for like 5. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. Okay.
Okay. All right. I mean, depending on the back row, I mean, Black, they already do have the Dirge, so this is looking pretty rough for the heroes here, or the Rose Dragon here. That one back row card making all the difference for the hero deck here. Let's see here. Is there a way for the Black Rose player to make any plays? He would need another level 2 non-tuner. Ooh, this could be the moment right here if there's not another Dirge. But Genjiro has the book to respond. Is there an double book? That was big right there. Like normally if Black Rose can blow up all the fusions, there's only so many fusions the hero deck can do, and that puts them behind. Alright, hopefully I might have, with the help of Hezi, I might have figured this out. Did it work? Oh, we in here, boys. Let's see here, that's changed. Alright. There we go. Got that figured out. That's been bugging me for almost an hour now. Thank you, Hezi. Alright. Heroes clearing the board right there. Let's take a look at the Black Rose players' graveyard real quick here. Only one more of the White Rose. He definitely needs a way to make a play. He is going to be able to search a Basil. He might already have the Basil. Oh, nope, they're all three in the graveyard. Never mind. And Elsoon just scoops. Doesn't look like there was any way for him to extend his play right there. So what looked like an interesting choice for a counter deck right there pays off for Genkai code. We will see who's the next player to come in for Angelic Forces. It'll be interesting to see what they bring in to counter this hero deck too. Like if Genkai Code was confident to send it into Black Rose must be that Dirge must improve the matchup enough where it's not such a bad pick to go into it. Yeah, it took a little trying, I see, but we got there. All right. Well, soon still on the table, but we should be seeing a new player for Angelic Force coming in. And we see Steven in the room, so he will likely be the next player. Elsoon needs to leave the table, though, so his teammate can join. This is a big counter pick right here for Angelic Force, though. They definitely need to win this game. Like having to use a repeat here would be pretty devastating, I think. True, we've seen this happen in Team Wars too often, where a player forgets to leave the room. Like sometimes when their turn's over, they just like leave their computer or shut their like just close the app without leaving the table. Now we have 7 people in the room. We'll see what's going on here. Hopefully this doesn't hurt the timer too much. Moments like these can really eat away at the timer, and you always hate to see somebody lose a deck due to timer or confusion amongst the team. We're not creating a new room. Basically each team starts with a 15-minute timer, and when their players not on the table is when their team's timer is going, like when they're changing decks or changing players. Like that's when their timer goes down, and then if they use up their 15-minute timer, they lose a deck basically, and a new 3-minute timer starts where they need to make all their actions within that time, otherwise they lose another deck. Let's see here. They're in a game, but they were told not to start. They do have the right number of players in the room at this point, though. So we should be good to go. Yep. Our esteemed referee says everything is good. That can count, yes, Frost. Their timer can go down. I mean, if there is a little interpretation to it, like as long as the player is on the table, that should be on the table, things should be okay. But I mean, it took a long player for Akil to get on the table right there, and I'm assuming he was waiting for his teammates to leave the room. And this looks like a hero versus hero matchup right here. Levels don't matter quite as much for the heroes, so I'm sure that's one reason that they decided to send this in here. Not 100% sure how this hero mirror goes. Things will be pretty interesting, though, with the sunrises out there, though. Lots of pops, probably. Especially since there's going to be sunrises on both sides of the field. If they're playing Super Poly. Like, I've seen plenty of hero decks that play Super Poly and some that don't. It all depends on the build, and Akil, no back row right there, so no Super Poly. And I believe one of the hero decks we saw earlier in the match was playing Reinforcements of the Army, which, as Scorp mentioned earlier, that means no Super Poly since they're both at 1. Ooh, is this just a hard brick from Genjiro? Decides to do nothing? I mean, that's kind of monk-ass if there was no way to advance his board at all. Or maybe he just feels confident enough in those 2 back row. But as we saw in the previous game, he's at least playing 1 dirge. I'm assuming he's playing at least 2, if you're playing it at all. And we saw a couple books from him last game too. He's gonna need at least 2 defense. Sunrise for Sunrise, huh? Oh, he's just popping the back row right here. This should be game as long as there's no treacherous. And there is a set Super Poly. So Genjiro is playing the Super Poly. And that's gonna hurt quite a bit. So this went from looking unfavorable for Genjiro to not looking so bad.
So I just came back and I was looking at chat, and apparently Frost is a wizard.
How is he a wizard?
He just called the Super Poly.
I think he was being forced to do it right there from the, he didn't want it
Stratos.
to
There
get
was a
popped
Stratos.
by the, whatchamacallit.
There was a Stratos swiping the stuff.
Yep.
No worries. I mean, Ninja is still in an awkward position here.
Yeah, but he's not staring death in the face right now, as he was not too long ago. Or
True.
he could be. How many polys has this guy used? 2 normal polys, and this is the 3rd. Like, unless there's a super poly, this is the last fusion, I think, no?
We're just going in.
He is. He needs, yep. I was gonna say, he needs that Book of Moon just to survive right here.
Oh, and it is.
He's still at a big card disadvantage right here, though.
Yeah, but heroes can change that easily with like the right top deck.
Wow, just opened up all the back row. No monsters. Like, literally, the only way he got that out there, his other monster out, was the super poly.
That was
That's a rough opener for Genjiro. He's just like, end me, bro.
Well, Stygian Dirge is basically a dead card in the hero mirror, so that was a good send in from Angelic Force. And the war is still pretty close, 4-3. It's a deficit, but it's nothing you can't come back from.
Yep. I was saying while you were gone that I felt they really needed to win this game right here. All right. Got that updated. Going into the next game. Scorp, we finally figured out the player scores. We in here.
Damn.
Now we can concentrate on your echo.
Oh, please no.
I don't know if it's going on right now or not, but that's the next thing I got to figure out.
Hello, Yush. How you doing? Thanks, buddy. All right. The second deck is shockingly a Black Rose Dragon.
Without the dirge, I mean, Black Rose does pretty well into heroes, I think. And we
Yeah.
didn't see a super poly from Akil either last game, but they could still be in there. I mean, so far this is looking like a pretty solid opening for the heroes.
I doubt he's playing Dirge, because I think if he's playing Dirge, they won't be sending it into the hero mirror, because you're...
No, I don't think he's playing dirge. I was talking about super poly. Like we saw the dirge from Genjiro. I'm just wondering if Akil played. Like we've seen last game, we saw two polys. Ooh, the DD Crow. That's gonna be pretty big. Double DD Crow. Wow,
Damn.
that's
This
some
man...
that's some
Oh,
savagery right there.
that is pretty bad.
Still able to do the sunrise, but that definitely hurt. Like he was probably counting on those draws, I'm guessing.
Yep. If Akil read the DD Crows, then maybe... I actually maybe have missed it, but he did fuse with a liquid from hand, didn't he?
I think I think one of them was sent by Bion.
Oh yeah, and the other one was discarded. Okay, so he had no way of knowing there was a DD Crow to begin with. Honestly, maybe then he should have held on his Miracle Fusion until he had more ways to play around the Crow, maybe? Not sure.
Let's see here. What's Genjiro gonna search here? I mean, there is ways for him to go for game depending on his hand.
Well, he didn't set the Basil.
So I don't think he's going for game right here.
No.
He is saying goodbye to the board though.
Oh yeah, into the board for sure.
This is hard for like when Hero's board gets wiped with low cards, it is rough for them.
Yep. Oh, yeah, you're right. I see. You're absolutely correct. He did have two liquids in the grave, so he did have two liquids and another monster, so yeah, it had to be specifically double crow. That was quite unlikely and quite unlucky for a kill, you're right. I mean, the heroes did not get OTK'd. So that the first mission succeeded. Don't get sacked by Black Rose, even though he had 0 back row. So first mission, success. Now, can he do anything right now is the question, because like heroes really still need that liquid draw that he never got. He also lost 2 liquids, so like, dang.
And how many polys is he down? Like, we saw 2 normal polys and 3 miracle fusions from him last game, so he still has 3 more fusion cards.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a... that looks pretty rough right there. White Princess in attack mode.
Oh god.
That is not a promising signal from the hero player. That probably means he has another White Princess in hand, I would think.
Sorry?
I think if he's willing to normal summon a White Princess, I would be willing to bet there's probably another one in hand.
I mean, you can use the wide effect from the field. He's just trying to apply some pressure. But like, the game might is like, I think the game is just as good as over at this point.
Huh. I guess I've never read that line of text from White Princess. Live and
Yeah.
learn. I've always assumed it just needed to be in hand. Well, now it needs to be in hand. I suppose it still flips up in damage calc, doesn't it?
Book. And that's game.
Yeah, I mean, Black Rose so strong into heroes in general. Minus the Dirge version that we saw earlier.
Yeah. That's more a Dirge thing than a hero thing, though.
Alright. I wonder what they'll have paired with this hero deck. We haven't seen any DDD in this match yet, have we?
Nope, not a single one so far.
DDD was pretty popular. I mean, Black Rose, I believe, was the most popular deck last week, but I remember DDD being fairly popular as well. So I'm wondering if it's about time for us to see some DDD action.
Maybe. Oh god, sorry, Sen, I'll be right back.
Sounds good. And it is Akiza versus Akiza again. So likely another Black Rose mirror. No love for DDD this week. I wonder if that trend is going to continue throughout the games this weekend. Let's see here. Skill from Akil. I mean, generally, I think you want to be discarding Rock Throws if you have it, but if you don't have it, this is probably. Ooh, he did have another white. He must have. Double white, not bad. That way, at least he gets to keep his basil to search during his opponent's turn. Kind of wait till the last second to see what he needs to use it on. But 9 times out of 10, you're grabbing your Rocks Rose back if possible. Not a super strong start for Akil, especially if that back row is Basil, which it probably is. Genjiro should be able to break through this board fairly easily. Long pause here, though. I wonder if he's looking for a way to go for lethal or if his hand just isn't that great. I mean, that's the ideal fodder for your spell. Let's see how far he's going to go with his board this turn. He definitely wants to get rid of that Sam D on the other side of the board. Scrap Archfiend. This is probably the first time I've seen Scrap Archfiend used in Black Rose, but it does get over Sam D, which in the mirror, it's actually pretty big not having to crash your Sam D or what's his name, Yazi into. That's pretty big being able to keep your monster. Has anyone else in chat seen Scrap Archfiend recently in Black Rose? This seems pretty new to me. Definitely a meta call. It's good, huh, Bixie? It's definitely good in that situation right there. And so far this turn, Akil has just set 2 back row cards. That must mean his follow-up is not that great. I mean, having to use 2 white roses turn 1, that's not the greatest. Ooh, that DD Crow is pretty painful right there. That DD Crow has come in so handy for Genjiro in both games so far. End phase Basil. I wonder. I mean, there's should be plenty of ways for Genjiro to get his lethal this next turn, depending on the back row. But he's definitely going to force some stuff out here. This delay is probably Akil deciding on if he wants to use a back row card right now, which he would have to use on the blue. I just call him the blue buddy, but he probably has to use it on the blue buddy if he wants to stop the synchro, because he could just flip the rocks rolls back up. Just deciding to turn the rocks rows into attack mode. I wonder if he's checking for delays or.
Oh, I missed the beginnings of a Black Rose mirror. All right, nothing of value was lost then.
Jeepers, Scorp. Akil does need a back row here to avoid lethal. Something that can. Ooh, that's a good back row. I suppose Genjiro is going to get some value back no matter which monster was stretched. Like, he was either going to get Rocks Rose back to his hand or he was going to get a summon off of Blue Buddy. But Akil is definitely on the back foot right here.
Did Akil already use his skill twice?
He's only used it once, but he already has. I mean, his one Rocks Rose got crowed, and he's already down 2 of his white Rose Dragons.
No.
This is looking pretty not ideal for Akil. I mean, there's very likely a Black Rose wipe about to happen here. Or just a Yahtzee. There's a decent chance that's just game. Like, he's gonna need a Basil and a way to stop some other attacks.
Yeah, it says even if he does manage to stop these attacks, he's at way too much of a disadvantage.
That is so bad having to use your Basils on when he had the Ruddy Rose Witch. He still needs. I don't think there is a back row that can save him right here. I think only White Princess pre-battle phase would have saved him. Akil likely just wanting to check out a back row for his teammates.
Reveals the Econ. Yep, it's gonna be Genkai code 6-3 now, I believe.
Yep.
Pretty solid lead. Only 2 players remaining from the side of Angelic Force. It's gonna be difficult to come back, but again, we've seen crazier things in Team Wars, so still definitely possible.
I mean, they still have their repeats, but they are starting to get on the back foot. Like, they're at the point where if you're using a repeat, I mean, that just means you're falling further and further behind. I suppose Elsoon and Akil did both win their first games when they joined the table, though.
Mm-hmm.
So there hasn't been an opportunity to use one yet, but and Steven has joined the table. Hopefully they have another Black Rose deck or counter deck waiting. And this Aporia? What is this Scorp? I haven't seen this character in ever.
This is also Kek Lords.
Ah.
Both of them have the Kek Lord skill.
Ooh, Skorpian. I think you might have missed it the first game in a different mirror, but Ginjiro is playing Scrap Archfiend.
I had the game going with the phone. Saw that's the part I saw. But yeah, some people tech that for the mirror because it's like it gets over stuff like Samdi and Yazi without having to crash.
And I believe we saw this during the second Mech Lord game, but Book seems like it's just kind of gonna stop the turn here for Steven.
Well, kinda, yeah.
So what kind of back row does this Mech Lord deck play, Scorp? Like, do they play the usual Book of Moons and stuff like that?
Uh, I've honestly seen lists with varying techs all around. We have seen book we have seen book trash. Some people do not play trash. Some people do play trash. But like you basically play a core. The deck can't play hand traps. You're locked to Necklord monsters. So you're basically just playing whatever techs you think are best for this matchup. We might see Dirge. We might see whatever it is that they think will give them the best chance to win the matchup. You know, the Forbidden Chalice. This is actually like I don't know if it's common, but like like it's obviously a negation, which is good, and you can chalice your Weisel to allow your other monsters to attack. What did he add off assembly, by the way? Oh, he had already activated assembly, so he could not activate it again. So the chalice gets hit by the Yazi. Pretty good. We might be seeing a Black Rose Duke right now. big fat delay. I think it's on Steven's side. I think he's just thinking what to do right here. Oh no, the delay was on Genjiro's side. Actually, I don't know. Might have been on Steven.
I mean, I don't think Ginjiro's normal summoned this turn, so.
No, he specialed the White Rose. So he's using skill. He grabbed Rocks Rose. Gonna Black Rose nuke, probably. Or is he not even nuking? He's just gonna try to put the Obligato on attack and try to kill him that way? Is that the plan? Okay, normal summon Rocks Rose. Adds a Basil. No, he might just be going for a Ruddy Rose lethal here. Another Forbidden Chalice. Swings over.
No, Taha, he hasn't shown up. And the notifications, I know has he helped me set it up for like these tabs that I have open, so the notifications are showing up today. They probably won't show up if it's just my normal setup where I don't have all the Timor stuff up, though. I still need to figure that stuff out. Took me a long time just to get the Siderian stuff working properly. Probably took me a nice hour and a half ish to figure out how to change the players' scores. I needed Hezzy's help.
Right. Obligato pop itself.
We got it figured out, Taha.
Assembly gonna be using its other effect to clear the back row, make sure it's not too clogged. XYZ into a
If being
Yo,
born in the 80s makes me a boomer, it is the way it is.
I turned up my own.
I'm way
I
louder
turned
than
up my own
Scorp,
volume a little
Taha.
bit. I had to turn it a bit down because of like some echo and stuff. Or I was a bit too loud. Well, I was a bit too loud. Now I turned my volume down. All right, we went Dreadnought. I don't know why, honestly. Like maybe I'm missing something, but I don't see the Dreadnought. I turned my volume up a little bit. Is it better now, Tom? I don't know if I was away. Maybe I did turn my volume a bit too low earlier.
We're just trying to figure out the echo thing, like Scorp was echoing earlier.
I know turns me up. I think I don't know.
I need to figure out all these sound settings.
Right. Oh, he lets the Dreadnought die. Okay. Surprise Genji or some. Oh! He searched the trap!
That's a trap.
There's a trap!
But Taha, being born in the 80s makes me a boomer. It is what it is, brother. I'll accept that title with arms wide open.
Corp talking from outer. What the?
Sand people basically are from outer space, so it is what it is. We love you anyway, Scorp.
Wait. Wait a minute. Oh. Wait. Wait. What? Oh, right, that's just game because he can attack multiple times. I forgot about that tidbit. He searched the trap! It's a trap! And the trap worked out beautifully.
The trap
The
definitely
OP.
did put in some work right there.
Somebody 3 bots this.
I am streaming a couple more times this weekend. This is the second Mech Lords, but I think my other streams will be on the main channel, likely. Seems a lot of people are busy this week, so we'll figure some stuff out and have some fun streaming at the same time. But both Mech Lords have been from the Angelic Force so far. How's it going, Daru? But that definitely was a big win for Angelic Force. They need to start getting on a roll here to either even it up or get close to evening it up here. Like I'd say for them to have a, you know, you don't want your last player needing to win 4 games coming in.
No, you don't.
Here, and Kanazawa comes in for
Yugi
Genkai
Moto.
code. Little
Yugi.
Yugi.
Lil
Gandora, I would
Yugi.
assume no.
Mm-hmm. Most likely.
I'm not going for any awards, Taha. We're just out here, brother.
Oh, we're searching Boone. We're getting the draw too. Very good.
Thank you for the follow, Daru. And Akil, thank you for the follow.
Two. Probably gonna exceed into Gear Gigant here. Probably. Maybe. Potentially. Oh god. He probably drew 0 back row and decided not to. Wait, he might just get straight up sacked here.
Don't these guys float?
Skill floats, but only on battle. Not on card
Oh,
effect.
really?
Yep.
Wouldn't Weisel in hand
Yes,
give him a
Wiser in
summon?
hand. I don't know. There is a play that would kill him through a Wiser in hand. That is not it.
Once I figure out how to give people mod, I'll give Squirt mod so he feels special, Taha.
Thanks? Question mark? Well, not having any not having any back row from Steven is pretty sad because like when you go first against Gandora, you definitely never want them to plus like crazy like this. It's not good. Not good at all. We add in the box. The box adds the anchor. All that good stuff. You might actually still have game. Yep, was just gonna say, if he plays Trencher, that's lethal.
Or making lethal appear out of nowhere.
Yup. Come on, Stephen, show that you're actually cheating and play a hand trap somehow. Break the rules! That's not bad. And does Gandora destroy and banish or just banish? Its
Depends
first
on the
effect is
amount of.
destroy, the second and third effects are banish without destruction. Yes, give me everything. Give me mod, give me VIP. Heck, give me this channel. Even though my internet is probably too bad to stream, give me the channel. That was pretty sad. Steven usually opens set two. Well, not like I don't mean like well, not usually. He only played one game, but last game he did open set two. He would have definitely liked to have this two back row in this matchup. Pretty sad. Gonzalo did open pretty solid though.
Yeah, a hand where you can plus like that and make.
Not just plus like that, like and then like extend into the trencher play.
I've already checked Taha, like just Sanouske without like for a Twitch channel that's not available. Like I think I could just change my Twitch username though, but Bixie, be nice to Scorp.
What happened? What did you change again, Sanu?
He said, Scorp, you sound like you're giving a lecture in an empty lecture hall.
I know. What Taha says I'm echoing again. What did you change, Sanu?
I didn't touch anything. After Taha told me not to change anything, I stopped touching stuff.
Alright.
Like sometimes when you start talking and I'm not gonna talk, I mute myself so it can't echo. Like the echo is happening through my mic. I figured that part out. I don't know how to make it any better though.
Let me see if there's something I can fix from my side. Alright, that's
You are super soft on my end. I can barely hear you. I don't know if they can hear you well though.
how about now?
I can hear you pretty good now.
Let's see if there's any echo. Hello? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Echo, echo, echo.
Why can't they hear the stream? What the hell? I refreshed the stream. Did someone say anything? Yo, why can't they hear the stream? What the hell's going on? Oh, there we go. No, I had something wrong in my settings. Oops.
It should be Ref Sanouske now, Taha. We part of the superior team.
Please, someone tell me. Oh god, dude, the BRD set passed. There's still a bit of an echo untilted.
A lot of them work that way, Daru. I believe that's where the MST negate meme was first born. I'm not a Yu-Gi-Oh historian, but I assume that has a lot to do with it.
That applies to continuous and like field spells that have effects on activation because they need to remain on the field to resolve. Not actually necessarily on the activation of the spell itself. Like if they have like even if they were previously face up on the field and they had an effect that triggered, like think of Black Whirlwind, for example.
Well, I think a good example would be the contract that searches the monster. Like,
Yes,
if you
the
MST it
contract
when
in the
they
game.
activate for the search, it uses up the once per turn restriction on the card, and it also stops the search. But if you just MST it right when they play the spell, like they can play another one and still get the search. So like in that scenario, you would want to wait for them to use the search function before you MST it. But like heavy forward, like that effect activates right when it's played. So that's why you want to MST that one right away to avoid the search. Oh, I will update that. Thank you, Neil.
I know you gotta do something. The echo, I don't know what to do anymore. When I tested on my own, the sound was just fine.
Like I said, Scorp, the echo it's coming from my mic.
Exactly. Do something.
I do not know how to like. Damn. Just savagery coming in from Kanazawa. Galaxy package so good. So many ways to cheese games.
Sandra, do you hear me right now?
I hear you. You're pretty quiet though. Like for me, I don't know how it sounds on the stream. Like try talking again so I can watch your meter.
I turned up my microphone a little bit. How is it now? Feel quiet?
You should be hearable for the stream. And I hear you. Say something again. I'm pretty low I'm pretty low already, but I can go a little bit lower. All right. So Angelic Force is down to their last player in Max K. Max K needs to go 6-1 or better. That has never been a problem before, Taha. I'm usually not loud.
I disagree. You're always way too loud.
Scorp is generally the loud one.
How is the echo? Echo.
I kind of figured that one, Taha, but I just don't know where the heck to go change it. Like, I have a slight idea, but I'm definitely not proficient at OBS yet. As long as he doesn't time out, he might be all right, Daru. But honestly, I'm just happy I figured out the score thing on the side. That was pretty
Sano figured
tilting
out
for
how
the
to
first
edit some
hour and a
text.
half. Like, I don't remember you echoing a whole lot when we streamed the other day.
I don't think so.
And honestly, I think I had you turned up pretty high for volume. And myself, I know I was a lot higher in volume too. I wonder if it's all these other layers that changed it.
Maybe.
Like, and with the teamless setup, there's so many layers compared to the normal just one. Is this another hero deck? I think this is the third hero deck that we've seen from Angelic Force. That seems like kind of a high count to me.
Yeah, I think it's not something you see much now. Yeah, Daha is a bit too rude.
He definitely doesn't know when to keep his mouth shut. We've had to slap him more than a couple times.
True.
We'll see if it's the kind of miracle you were talking about, though, Daru.
Well, heroes did go first. So,
I mean, is this the matchup where they just spew out their hand again?
they definitely want to draw text. Most important thing.
Taha always worried about the content. We're not worried about content. We just want an interesting game.
Taha has different priorities. He's kind of a weirdo.
Like, I know we haven't seen that many of Genkai Code's decks yet. I think this is the fifth one we've seen. I am surprised that no DDD. How surprising is that for you, Scorp?
Not many teams are big fans of DDD right now, so
I think DDD did pretty well last week, though, didn't it?
yeah, I think they had a pretty decent win rate last week. I'm trying to remember. I think they did. But like with the latest nerfs, the deck does tend to brick more often, so maybe that's why teams are staying like away from it, kind of. Will heroes be even stronger after the 8th extra deck slot? It will help them a lot. Like an extra deck base deck will always like an extra slot, but I like the reason they would like kind of fell off is not because they're lacking extra deck slots or extra deck options. It's because they just have an unfavorable matchup in Black Rose deck.
here. I wish I could put it up on the screen, but DDD was the second most popular deck through the first 2 weeks, even after all the nerfs.
EDD was the most popular one?
Second,
Second, yeah.
Black Rose, well, it had the second most games played and the highest win rate. Black Rose had the second highest win rate and the second most, and the most games played.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with the win rate, with the high win rate that it had, I don't think it's coping. I mean, I don't think it's like the best deck. I mean, Black Rose is definitely way more consistent, but the power level is still really high.
In this chain on the silver gadget just basically completely ended the Anzawa's turn. He will float off the silver gadget though.
Trinity.
100 short of lethal. If he can make another sunrise, then that would be lethal over the. Oh, that does not cut it.
I mean, he's going to be able to attack all the floats with the Trinity.
Boom, flips up Forbidden Lines for lethal. Nope.
That Sphere Karibo pretty big right there.
Sphere Karibo's pretty big.
And he just decides to not attack anymore.
I mean, he attacks, he's just letting Kanzawa loss because he just pops it, it floats, and you swing again, another float. And like they end on a monster plus an extra card in hand anyway. You're actually giving him card advantage by swinging.
Thank you for the follow.
Can Kanzawa find lethal this turn? Max K only has one interruption, which is probably like most likely should not be up Wyvern. Yep. That should be pretty much it.
Yeah, if he resolves the big Gandora, it's definitely over. And I don't see much way of stopping the big Gandora.
No, there really isn't. And that's it. Two Fiendish Chains, but fortunately was not enough. Gonzawa with that Sphere Karibo. Sphere Karibo was pretty huge. And Gandora goes brrrr!
Man, I wonder what Max K's second deck is. Like, I think there's a decent chance they'll repeat if this was the deck they decided to send in, but I mean,
I honestly don't know like what his second deck could be.
maybe they just decided to go the heroes and hope for a streak, but I don't know. I really don't see heroes going on. Like, even if they decide to repeat here, I really don't see heroes going on the kind of run that they would need to win the game here, unfortunately for Angelic Force.
Yeah. Not a single repeat was used this war so far, right?
No,
No, there was.
all of the like this is the first time like Sean started and it looked like he kind of got sacked, and all the other Angelic Force players won their first game, so this is like their first opportunity they've had to use a repeat. I suppose Sean could have used one too, but I know he definitely. I remember he was in a poor matchup in game one.
Yeah, it was Hero versus Rose. You don't repeat that unless like you're super duper teched for it, I guess.
All right, and it looks like we're in. And I didn't see a repeat announced, so we are gonna get to see Max K's second deck, which is finally the DDD.
I honestly would have thought they would send that before Heroes. I don't know. I think DDD just like probably has. Well, I guess it depends on the DDD tech. Does Rose play Baxia, or I'm fine with it right now without? Some Rose variants do, like the Rose Yang Zing hybrid doesn't play. Sorry, does play at least one Baxia, I think. There might be lists without Baxia, but there are lists with Baxia as well. But like the pure Rose variant doesn't play Baxia. It just plays Yazi. You only need Baxia if you want to play the hybrid Rose Yanzing thingy.
Thank you for the follow, Kenya.
I think most lists I've seen with the Yangzing Rose hybrid were playing Baxia. So I think it is necessary for that variant, maybe, but maybe someone can confirm from the chat. No worries. All right. Max K did open up the combo. He's probably going to try to draw 3, going to try to get some text. Right. What were his 3 draws? Damn, I looked away for a second.
Ragnarok, Pendulum Switch, and Book.
All right. Said 3? Or just 2? We said 3. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Han. Like, I was asking if Baxia is necessary for the Yang Zing variant. It's definitely not played in the non-hybrid build because he can't even make it without the Yang Zing main deck monsters. Right, he is killing the Ragnarok because he can pen, switch it, and revive something from the graveyard. This is a pretty solid DDD opener. Assuming he has like another real back row other than the book.
Well, it's safe to assume he doesn't play or he doesn't have Witch.
Yeah, probably would have played it different if he does have Witch. So he probably does not have Witch. Well, yeah, this matchup kind of does have a big coin flip element. Like Gandora wants to go first setup and plus a lot, maybe search a hand trap to survive the DDD attacks, and then like try to go for OTK or at least gain some board advantage turn 3. Opening Wyvern is always really good though. You go +2, which is pretty huge. To go 6-0. Yup, he needs to win 6 games in a row with DDD to win it. It seems pretty far-fetched, but like at this point, maybe like Angelic Force's main goal is just try to salvage some round differential. Alright, Gear Gigant.
I mean, I do think DDD has a higher streak chance than the other deck or the hero deck did, though.
And in this rose-infested meta, probably.
Not getting the search off of the Gear
No,
Giant, potentially pretty big.
Just gets booked.
Well, yeah, I said not getting the search, like he didn't get to search Kite Royd or any other of his buddies.
Kenzawa's is going in.
I believe it only has the board wipe effect.
Yes. Just has the board wipe, but like if the board wipe goes through, that is pretty much game over.
Yeah.
Wonder? There's no way Max K's back row. Like we know one of them is Pendulum Switch, which won't interrupt Kanzawa here. Yeah, he does have another book. Do we have another Gandora? No, don't.
This is looking like it's, I don't know, like it's looking really good for Max K right now.
Yep. He might be able to force lethal depending on his top deck. Kanzawa needs to have a hand trap to survive here.
Max K thinking awful hard here. He must have drawn something interesting.
Yeah. The hell did he draw though? A back row, which means he cannot force lethal this turn. He couldn't, right? No, he couldn't.
It seemed like there was a delay on the first attack and another delay on this attack, so it does
It could
seem
all
like
be
there's a hand trap.
It could all just be pendulum switch delay, to be fair.
True. We
Pendulum
did
switch
see a
just give
sphere
you.
Karibo from Kanazawa in a previous game.
Yeah. What? I mean, I guess moving it to the pen zone doesn't really change much. Kanzawa does have enough cards to go for another Gandora. Max K needed to have top decked a real back row here. Oh wait, he might not. One back row in hand might not even be enough. What's why one back row on the field here might not be enough. If Kanzawa is just a. I think Kanzawa is just about to win.
I mean, he would need both Gandoras. Well, I suppose he's going to be able to pop some stuff with the Galaxy package.
Yeah. Might not go the Galaxy, he might just go Helio here. Yeah, he is going for the Galaxy. Good.
And Max did have a real back row.
Top deck, another book. But can still wipe the board. He won't be able to attack directly this turn because he used Cypher's effect, but like.
If he can banish, like, if he can get the banish effect off.
Yeah, even if he just banishes the field. I don't know why the Galaxy is in attack though. Or sorry, not the Galaxy, the Gandora. Why is Gandora in attack? Why? You die to Kepler top deck. Did Max K draw it? Did Max K get the Kepler to punish? Doesn't look like it though. Nope. Having the Kepler in attack there was a. Sorry, not the Kepler, the Gandora in attack was quite a big risk.
Kanazawa just wanted to go in.
Mm-hmm. Because while it is not like statistically, it's not likely that he will top deck the Kepler. There's no reason at all for the Gandora to be an attack there, you know, because it can't even attack. But it didn't matter. Never punished. And I believe that is a 10-4.
It is indeed a 10-4.
Gandora going on
Kanazawa
a,
with the 4-0 run to end the game.
with the Gandora, of all things. Has not been a very popular option, but it did work out pretty well for them.
I'd say so. 4-0.
Best performing deck of the entire war, so yep. And there you guys have it. Genkai Code getting a pretty important win, bumping up the record to
2-1.
2-1 and getting 6 RD. Pretty damn good. Pretty damn good.
I don't know. Any particular thoughts on this match, Scorp? Like other than seeing a bunch of black rolls, like seeing the Mech Lords was. Like,
Seeing
I've
Mech
heard a lot of
Lords
people
in
talking
action,
about
yeah.
it, but
It did do its job both times it was sent in, I believe. It did beat Black Rose each time it was sent in, if I'm not mistaken. That was good. So it did do its job. The starting the heroes was obviously a pretty big risk. it might have paid off if like maybe Angelic Force were not expecting Genkai Code to just go with like the standard run-of-the-mill Black Rose opener. Maybe they were expecting Genkai Code would go with something a bit more creative, and like the heroes would be an appropriate response to that. Maybe that was their train of thought.
Yeah,
But yeah,
go ahead.
other than that, like not much to be said really. I think Angelic Force brought more heroes than would have been expected.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, I'm not expecting teams to go ham on DDDs like we did on the finals last season, but I expect a team to have a couple of them.
Yeah, it depends really on like how the teams view the meta right now and what they think is like the most appropriate counter for each deck, I suppose. Yeah, as it remains the most popular deck so far has still been Rose, just because like Rose, it has so much consistency and power basically. Like it may not be the most powerful meta deck we've ever had, but relative to the sheer amount of consistency, it's basically the onomats of this format, sorta. It just has way too much consistency and decent enough power that it's just way too good, basically.
Yeah, but Taha, are you still in chat? Not quite sure how to do the host.
Raid?
Like I wanna host the other game going on right now.
You're trying to raid someone? I have no idea, not the slightest clue.
Neither do I. That's why I'm asking. Let's see here. I think a lot of people have already made their way over there, but it'd be nice to know for sure. I think
Let me see if I can get hold. I don't think Taha's available.
always missing when you need him.
Classic Taha. Yeah.
Let's see here. I wonder if it's just like the mod commands that he was talking about before. Let's see. What's the other channel for the game going on right now? Where's live matches? There it is. It's just Duel Links Team Wars. Let's see if this works. There we go. We figured it out.
Nice.
All right. To everyone who's still watching, thanks for joining. And we'll see you again next time.
Hopefully so. Bye, everyone.
Give that big blowout onto the Triskelion. Has that prismatic Iron Wolf, so dang.
Get online.
I'm gonna attach with the Iron Wolf.
We are not
Hello?
streaming
Any direct
anymore.
attacks incoming?